Hello everyone and welcome back. Thanks for joining me today. So today we are going to dive into my spring cleaning. I would really like to get the whole house, do some deep cleaning, some spring cleaning before it gets warm outside and before I start doing things outside. So I just figured I'd dive in, take you along with me, and just kind of show you the cleaning as I go. So I hope you enjoy this, and I'll just be doing 2 rooms today just to get us started off, and then hopefully I can get the rest of the rooms loaded up for you in the future. So we're just going to start here in the little kids room, and we're just going to start in the closet by basically just taking everything out, and then we'll wipe down the walls, the shelf, and then I also want to go through their clothes and just get rid of some of the smaller clothes that aren't fitting anymore, and just kind of go through everything and make sure everything is fitting for right now. So I'll just be wiping down everything, and then we'll get to put everything back in before we move on into the bedroom. And now that that's done, we're just going to put everything back in and try to kind of organize the things. I found these 2 bins that I had, so I'm going to take the things out of the boxes and put them in these bins just to make it look a little neater. The one bin, I have some smaller new baby clothes that I like to just keep on hand in case someone has a baby and I want to get a baby gift together. So that's what that one box is, and then the other box that you see here is just clothes for my children that are maybe too big right now that I found and picked up, and it is looking a little empty. Usually I have a lot more clothes in here for the size ahead of what they are now, but that just means I need to go thrift shopping, I guess. But anyways, so we're just gonna sweep out the closet here, and then I'll put the rest of the things back and try to get that a little bit more organized and where it is functional. And even if Jameson, if he's in here getting his own clothes, that it's easy for him to get to. So in this bottom drawer, I just wiped it out, and then I'm going to put their shoes in. This is some of their shoes anyways. Some of their other shoes I keep out in the entrance. So this is some of their shoes that will be kept in the bottom drawer. And then the next drawer is just blankets, extra blankets and stuff. And some of these I will be putting away because some of them I had for when Chloe was a newborn. So I'll be putting some of these away and just putting some of the others back in case we need an extra blanket. And then in the next one is just Chloe's tops and her pants and things like that. So I'm just going to go through here, and some of these were too small for her, so I'm just going to put those away and put back in what actually fits. And then we'll put that back in as well. And then this top one wasn't too bad. It just needed a little straightening up. And then we'll put that one back in, and then we're done with the little dresser. For these little bins, I actually ended up hot gluing these together so they stay, because they were always falling into each other and they weren't staying right. So I just hot glue those together, and we will see if they stay better together that way. And now I'm just taking down the curtain. I want to wash the curtain for the window, and also the one that was on the closet, and all the bedding, the mattress protector, mattress pad, the sheets, the bedding, and everything, just to get it all nice and clean smelling. And now we're back in the room, just taking down everything off the wall. As you can see there on the wall, this is why I don't really use those command strips, because it seems like every time I do, it just makes a hole in the wall and then I have to patch that. So I would rather just patch a little nail hole than this, but I don't know, maybe I'm not using them right or something, but they don't like my walls. So we're just going to go ahead and wipe down all the walls, and then later on I'll get those other holes patched and get those repainted. I have some leftover paint that I can patch it up with. And now these mattress covers and the mattress pads are clean, so we're just going to put these back on, and then we're going to wait for the bedding to be clean, and then we're going to put those back on as well. So I just want to wipe down their beds as well, and basically just wipe down every surface that I see here in the room. It just makes it smell fresh and it makes it feel clean. Then we're just going to put the mattress cover on Jameson's bed. Alright, and it's already looking so much better in here. It's starting to feel really clean. We still got some things to do yet, so I'm just going to wipe down this chair really good. We're going to wash the windows. Yeah, just get this room finished up, and then we'll head on out to the kitchen. And here we are, ready to start in the kitchen. Now this is the next day, so yeah, we got a fresh new start on a new day, so we're gonna see what all we can get done today, and we'll just leave the rest for tomorrow. And again, we're just gonna start with wiping down all the walls, getting those cleaned, and all the trim work, we're gonna wipe that down as well before we move on. Now here I'm just getting started on wiping down off the top of the cabinets, just taking everything down and wiping off the top. It gets really dusty and kind of greasy up there, so we're just going to try to wipe it down as best we can, get it all nice and clean, and then I'll wash everything, the dishes and things that I had up top there. And I also want to redecorate that up top, give it a little different look, so I'm going to take everything down and then we're going to start from scratch for up top. So this time doing the spring cleaning in the kitchen, it seems like it's actually pretty easy this time because I just went through all my cabinets and went through everything and did a major declutter and cleaned everything out and did all that. So that is one thing that I won't have to do when I'm doing the spring cleaning, so I'm very glad for that. That's always kind of the most time consuming thing that you do, is going through all the cabinets and that. And also I just washed all the curtains here in the kitchen like last week, so that's another thing that I won't have to take down all the curtains and wash those, and so that's going to help me out and hopefully it'll go a little bit quicker. And now moving on to the cabinets themselves, I'm going to use this Old English. It's like a scratch cover or scratch remover or something. It's supposed to shine up your cabinets and get them all clean. So I'm going to use this. I don't believe I've ever used it on these cabinets before, but we're going to try it and see if we can't get them looking a little bit shinier and get them cleaned up. So this took a long time. It's kind of time consuming. You go over it first with the Old English stuff, and then you go over it to buff it out with a dry cloth. So it did take some time, but I just worked on it as I could, and I finally got them done, and I do think they look a little bit better. They have a little bit more of a shine and a little bit more life in them. So now these dishes are clean and they look so nice and shiny, and these grapes, they kind of still had some water in them and stuff, so I just put them somewhere where they could drain out and get them all dried out. So now onto the stove. We're going to take the racks out and this bottom oven protector thing that I have out, and I put those in the tub with some soap and things to soak them up good before I go in to scrub them. So we're going to scrub down and wash the inside of the oven before we do the racks. And I did spray in some oven cleaner and let it set for about 20 minutes before I started working on this, and it came off very easy actually. It wasn't that much, it did take some scrubbing here and there, but it came off fairly easily. And now it looks so much better. I scrubbed the racks and got those as clean as I could, and we're going to put those back in, and now the oven is done. And now we're just going to move on to the floors, and basically this is kind of the last step, is getting the floors all nice and clean. Sweep those up really good and then just mop. And I decided to use the pine cleaner this time. I just kind of like the smell, and just for something different, I always use the Mrs. Meyer's, but I figured I'd use something different just for today, and it made the whole house smell really good. Alright, and here we are. We are all done, as far as I know anyways, unless I see something else that needs to be cleaned really quick. Here is just the little one's bedroom, and it feels really clean in here. And then I also did a little bit of decorating over here on this side of the room. We have this little nest with the 4 little eggs. Just reminds me of spring and summer. And then up here I just put up some greenery and just a few things on the shelves just to brighten it up again. And I'm not sure if I'll leave this all summer. We'll see. I just put some things up for now, and then we'll see if it stays or not. And here we have the closet. It looks a lot better than it did, a little bit more organized. I got rid of the clothes that were too small, and yeah, everything is a little bit more in its place. Hopefully we can keep it this way for a while anyways. And here we are out in the kitchen. So this feels so good to have this done too. Everything just smells fresh again. And I also did some decorating out here. Mainly it was above the cabinets just to give that a new look. And I really like how it turned out. We'll see if I move some things around yet, but yeah, for now it's good. And then I also just put a little bouquet of some tulips. And I like how it looks to have some flowers and then of course my candle in the little bucket. And then over here we just have my little essential oil diffuser and just this little frying pan that there was a candle in there at one time that I burned. And then also just some greenery. Over here is my succulents. I really like those beside the sink, so I just left those. I got my compassion flower dish soap out for spring, and I just really like how the compassion flower smells. So on top of the cabinets over here is just the rice bowl, little candle, some more faux greenery on that side. And this sign here, I had this up before. And over on this side, so these two glass dishes on the ends were my husband's grandma's, so I don't really use those. Those are mostly just for decorations. So I just painted some of the grapevine balls and put those in there just to make it pop out a little bit more. They were brown and they just kind of blended in. And then just a serving tray in the middle with the greenery. And then over here, just some more greenery. This little love sign, the little angel there in the middle. And then over here is just a count your blessings wall sign, and then this big platter up top just to add a little more color up there. And then around the Instant Pot, I just put this boxwood garland around just for some more greenery. Alright, so that is going to be it for today. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you got some cleaning motivation or inspiration. And it feels so good to have these 2 rooms done at least. I'm so glad I could get them done. It did take me longer than it sometimes does, you know, with little ones around. It just, you know, it takes a little bit longer, but that's fine. At least I got it done. And I'll be working on the rest of my house, and I'm not sure if I'll have another video up next week on the cleaning or not, but as soon as I can, I'll get those up for you. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.